In this lecture, we will install the Docker extension, we will create a simple Docker file, and then we will see other ways in which VS Code assists us with Docker. This lecture and the next one has two important requirements. First of all, you need to have Docker installed on your system. You can check that with docker ---- version inside a terminal. I currently have it installed. And of course, the other important requirement is that you should have at least a very basic Docker knowledge. Well, this being said, we are ready to install our Docker extension. So for this, I will go to extensions and I will search for Docker. This is the extension. It comes directly from Microsoft. This means that it works great and it has great support. I will install it. And as soon as I install it, I will have a new entry right here on the left bar, the Docker view. And this is a very complex view. We will explore it a little inside this lecture. But for the moment, let's create a simple Docker file and see how VS Code assists us with this. For the sake of this lecture, I've created a very basic Node.js server right here. You can do the same with your preferred programming language. Maybe you can write a server with Python. The choice is completely yours. This is a very simple server that just returns a hello from a dump server like this. This is the way my basic application works. What I want to do is to Dockerize it. And for this, I will create a new file. I will call this Docker file. And let's explore and let's see how VS Code assists us at writing Docker files. And as you can see, already we have some content assist for Docker files. It tells us that we should have a from start. So here I'll say from, and I will select node latest for me. You can select whatever you like. As you can see, we even have some dynamic content assist. You know, VS Code goes to the Docker Hub and searches for images. I will select this node latest. All right. Then I will do some basic Docker stuff. Usually I select the work directory. The work directory is usually app. Then I will copy. Our source is current directory and our destination is our app directory. This is basically Docker standard stuff. Then I will run npm install because this is a node package. I will expose the 8080 port because this is what we are exposing inside our server. And then I won't use any port forwarding for this. And then we will simply start our command. And basically I want to call npm start. This is the way I configured it right here in the package.json. This is some internal node command. This is the one. I want to run this npm start command, which will execute node and my simple.js file. So my starting command is npm and then start like this. I will save this. And now I need to build this Docker file. Well, I can build it from the command line or I can do another way. I can use the Docker extension. And let's see if I will call the command palette, Ctrl+Shift+P, and search for Docker. You can see how many Docker commands we have at our disposal from VS Code. That's great and not so great. And it is not so great because if you are a beginner and you are trying to learn and you are relying too much on VS Code, it's not so good on the learning path. If you just want to get things done, this will be great. So in order for us to know what exactly is Docker doing, I want to build this image. I selected this image right here and then I will search for Docker images. I want to build this image and I will give it a name. Cool, I give it like this and it will be the latest. I will press enter. And while the image is building inside the terminal right here, we can take the time, and this is an important advice that I want to give you, is to always observe when you are calling these Docker commands from the command palette to actually see what Docker is doing. And as you can see, is calling Docker build from our Docker file, like this. Alright, the build is done. I will close this terminal right here. And now if we will go to our Docker view, I will refresh this view. Alright, and now I have my image, my cool image right here. This is the one, this is my cool image, and I can tweak this view right here to maybe get some more information about my image right here. Maybe at the description I can maybe add different information. I am really concerned about the size of my Docker images. This way I see the size right here. Alright, and if I make this a little bigger, you'll see that now I see the size of my Docker images right here, and also with their ID. You can tweak this view as you like. And now if I want to run this image, I can right click and run interactive to get more information. And again, you can observe the command that it took. It called docker run with the port 8080 like this, and now we are seeing the log right here. So this is the way we can basically use this Docker extension. Of course, you can take your time to explore it. We can even see the logs, and we will see in real time the logs that we are getting inside our Docker server. Let's move on into the next lecture and explore the way we can do remote development inside our Docker image. So we will combine what we saw inside this section until now.